red glow in the horizon. It's a good sign.
Today's hike is probably the most challenging in the eastern U.S., the Huntington Ravine Trail up the eastern slope of Mount Washington. Having hiked every other trail on this mountain, I decided today was the day to finally cross this one off the list.
So it's a nice day, a little chilly out today. I think it's going to get down to 48, hence the coat. But today's plan is to go up the Huntington Ravine Trail and down the Tuckerman Ravine Trail, which are two very steep trails. You can see it's kind of a dangerous path. A lot of the other trails are closed right now. The trailhead is right here, so let's get going. I'm partway up the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. It's a beautiful waterfall right here. I think it's called Crystal Cascade. It's off a little side trail, but you know, it's always worth checking out these side trails. So I've been taking the Tuckerman Ravine Trail since the trailhead, and now we come to the intersection with the Huntington Ravine Trail, which is what I'm gonna take. Up until now, it's just a beautiful, steady trail, uphill, your typical White Mountains, you know, deciduous forest trail. But yeah, 2.3 miles until our next intersection. So about 10 minutes up that hike from the junction, you come to this brook here. I think it's called Cutler Brook. What you have to do is cross it pretty much right away. I went 100 yards up on the same side and lost the trail. Yeah, you just kind of make your own path across those boulders. It's a beautiful spot though. So I just follow that Cutler Brook up maybe 3/4 of a mile. I come to a junction with a path called the Raymond Path. Yeah, and if I want to get back on the Huntington Ravine Trail, I would take it and go that way. That would obviously be a waste of time. I'm gonna keep taking the Huntington Ravine Trail. It's just straight up this direction. So I've only been hiking an hour and I'm actually already halfway up the mountain, at least as the crow flies. You can see Wildcat Mountain way behind me with the slopes on it. And I'll show you the forward view here. In front of me, maybe 1/4 of a mile, there's a huge vertical wall. That's actually a false summit. Believe it or not, this trail is gonna climb that wall. I'm gonna zoom in a little and you can see that's some serious business right here, right there. I took a little side trail. You can see I will be going that way. The trail is behind me. But I saw this little bridge leading to an overgrown path. It's not on my map. I have no idea where it goes. But looking up, there appears to be some caves on the side of that cliff. I kind of wonder if this trail leads you there. I don't have time to do it today, but at one point I will come back and check out where this trail goes. I'm getting closer to that big rock wall that the Huntington Ravine Trail takes you up. I noticed there's a little memorial here. It says on it, I'll zoom in here. Albert Dow, a rescuer killed in 1982 on a rescue mission. Yeah, nice little emergency shelter sort of thing as well. So this is the end of the tree line right here. As you can see, I'm now at the rock wall, the Huntington Ravine. I'm gonna scramble right up that thing. Gonna be a lot of all fours. I can't wait. It's starting to get warm again. I think it's like 50 some odd degrees right now. Yeah, this is my kind of hiking.
Take a look at that huge pack on my back. That's my extreme camera bag, loaded with 30 pounds of camera equipment that was totally inappropriate for this trail. What I didn't know going into this hike is the sheer amount of pull-ups needed for the ascent, and I advise anyone taking this trail, no matter what shape you're in, keep your bag under 10 pounds. It might save your life.
So I'm about halfway up the Huntington Ravine Boulder Trail. You're pretty much just finding your own path. You know, they put some blazes down, but I stopped seeing them a while ago. I think the idea is to walk up towards where climb up to where that waterfall is, and there's kind of a path you can go off onto the side, but right at the spot I'm in now, beautiful scenery. I'll turn the camera around so you can see. You can see I'm just about level with that waterfall that's at the top of the ravine after climbing that big boulder field Right here is a big rock slab that took me a couple of minutes to figure out how to climb it. It's about 8 feet you need to get up. You need to kind of pace around it and find your holds. I would not want to do it when it's been raining or snowing or anything like that. But wow, what a view. I'm gonna attempt to record while climbing up these rock slabs. Yeah, this may be my new favorite trail, I gotta say. If you really enjoy being on all fours, maybe I should reword that. If you really enjoy scrambling, then this trail is a ton of fun. As you can see, it's a pretty steep angle all the way down. And I still, according to the map, have about 1,500 vertical feet to ascend. I'm eager to see what's behind this false summit. How's that for a pano? Huh. Oh, this is the most difficult part of Huntington Ravine Trail. The next yellow blaze is kind of straight ahead, but somehow you have to climb up this wet slab. You know, I got a little ways, but I had a hard time finding the holds. This may take me a while. Here goes nothing. Whew. So, it's sad how little progress I've made in the last hour from like that waterfall, which you can still hear to here, maybe like 45 minutes. This is all just rocky slabs, and I'm way beyond the point of no return. I have to say, there are a few points where you're supporting your whole body weight with one hand, and you might be grabbing on something like a root. It's not even stable. It's a little scary, so this is definitely not a trail for beginners. I still have a ways to go. Unfortunately, it's starting to rain, and I'm deep up the slabs. I'm not even sure where the next marker is. I don't know, this might have been a bad idea. The weather said no chance of rain. Wish me luck. Here, let me show you how steep this is. So, this is level. That's what I came up. I came up the most difficult portion. I just completed it. I'm at a point where I can't find the yellow blazes at all. I've been scouting for like a half hour. So, you really need to use, your best scouting skills if you're gonna take this trail. At this point, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. No way I can turn back. I'm just gonna have to pick a path, I guess. So this right here is a welcome site, a rock cairn and Mount Washington. If you zoom in, you can see it up there. Whew. Look at that view, wow. So I'm gonna say this as a warning to anyone coming up the Huntington Ravine. You need to be able to pull up your own body weight, including whatever gear you have, with 2 hands. There are some rock chimneys where there's just nowhere to put your feet. And it started to rain at one point. Honestly, I got scared, and it's been a long time since I've been scared on a trail. A long time. I almost turned back, but I'm glad I didn't. Now it's pretty much just a horizontal ascent over to Mount Washington, and then it's all downhill from here. They call this stretch at around 5,500 feet the Alpine Garden. You can see why. Look at that view. It's just all bald terrain up here. But I'm finally at the top of the Huntington Ravine Trail. Right here, you take the Nelson Crag Trail that goes right to the summit. So, a couple things you should know about the summit of Mount Washington. There's a ton of infrastructure, including a shopping mall, and the weather is notoriously bad. Sometimes it's clear. Unfortunately, today it's completely covered in fog. So, no views at all. So I'm descending the Tuckerman Ravine Trail, which
connects right to the parking lot at Mount Washington. Looks like we can get below this cloud cover and have a nice clear day again. So I'm gonna try to get down there as soon as possible. Apparently the Tuckerman Ravine Trail is closed. That was gonna be my route down. So what I'm gonna do instead is take a trail called the Boot Spur link, which is gonna make this a very long hike, but I've never done it before. Should be a lot of fun. As you can probably see, hiking on the Presidential Ridge is a lot of... Yep, it's completely fogged over. I won't be taking Tuckerman Ravine Trail down because it's all icy and bad and closed. So I'm taking this Boot Spur link trail, which goes down to the same place I started. Just a long workaround. These beautiful flowers are all over the Presidential Ridge line. They're generally in bloom from June to August. And up ahead is finally the Boot Spur Link Trail, which will take me back down to the visitor center. I'm at the last ledge before I finally get below tree line. I'm actually at 5,000 feet still. But I've been hiking for 8 hours at this point. I am eager to get down to that visitor center. Look at those beautiful mountains there. And as you can see, there's Mount Washington summit all up in the clouds. There's some snow there that doesn't melt year round. Yeah, I'm eager to get back down to the ground. That right there's the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. You can see why it's closed. It is super steep and the winter has barely melted. Yeah, I would not risk going down that. I'm so close to the bottom of the trail, finally. But you can see Mount Washington is still in the clouds at its summit. And right there, I'll zoom in here. That is where I went up. That, my friends, is the rock wall of Huntington Ravine. So I'm finally back down at the visitor center. I started up at 6 a.m. It's now 5 p.m. So yeah, nothing like 11 hours of boulder walking to remind your knees who's boss. Anyway, so I have 3 hours until sunset. I'm gonna go try to find a cemetery somewhere and unwind for a bit and then shoot the sunset somewhere. Yeah, this day was no joke. And now the sun comes out. I'm at a little cemetery right across the street from the Attiitash ski mountain, which you can see there. It's a beautiful little cemetery. It's nice to come here and think about today's hike. You know, when you hike for years and years and do a lot, you can really get cocky and sloppy and overconfident. I went into the Huntington Ravine hike with no rain shelter, no food, no light source, and really almost no research about the trail. I really kind of screwed this one up. And there was a point where I didn't film for like an hour because I was contemplating going back down when it started to rain. I know what to do. So it's stuff like this that kind of whips you into shape. You know, I feel like I get a lesson from every little trail that I do. And today's was, don't get cocky, you know? You may have hiked Long's Peak or the greatest mountain on earth, but all it takes is one mess up and the weather to go bad and things can go south very quick. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna walk around the cemetery for a little and enjoy myself.